You know, when we think of royal children, it's often hard to find sort of information about them. Well, it was, of course, until the last few years, because I would say that Princess Catherine is very, very revealing, really, because she wants to be. You can see the fact that she's ultimately incredibly proud of her three children. And I don't know about you, but I thought they were impeccably behaved at her recent carol concert at Westminster Abbey. Yes, even Prince Louis. You could still see there was a mischievous side to him, wasn't there, though? You do know at any given moment something might go wrong. She's going to have to watch him, I think, when he gets a little bit older. But of course, as we now see from people, for instance, across the globe, as it were, Harry and Meghan, who seem really so keen to keep their children away from any little bit of information, other than, of course, Harry recently said that his daughter Lily had been blessed with long hair like her mother. And you kind of think that's a strange thing to say, really. I mean, hair grows, it's not blessed, is it? So, strange thing. Again, the sort of bon mots that they leak out always sort of make you think, what? But there you go. Now, here's where I think it gets fascinating, because, as I say, you look at, say, something like Princess Catherine, and I thought she looked terrific the other day. I could sense that she was a little bit nervous as well, you know, which you would be. These are big events, and of course, everybody puts your name above the plaque above the door, and it's your carol concert, which now broadcasts for the last 4 years over here on the ITV network on Christmas Eve. Lots of people look forward to it. You know, it does sort of give us a very good warmth in our wonderful Christian country over here, to remind us what Christmas is truly all about. Some spectacular guests as well, including Gregory Porter. But according to a very well-placed source, it was this really that was the highlight, which is forthcoming for Princess Charlotte. Let me explain. For Princess Charlotte, we did see a very, very acquired, isn't she? You know, she's looking very, very regal in herself. And I love the fact that she copies her mum with the hair flick and the way she stands and stuff like that. It's really charming to see, isn't it, you know? And as we learnt earlier this year, we literally found out that Princess Charlotte is something of a, well, Saturday Night Fever. Yes, a dancer. She loves the world of dance, as did her mother, of course, Princess Catherine. She also went to ballet lessons, of which Charlotte is now going to also. Now, I wanted to share this with you, two things really, because there was a very special performance inside the carol concert from, as I predicted earlier this year, that particular troupe that they went to see together at Sadler's Wells during, I think it was the sort of summer, as an afternoon treat, mother and daughter treat, that sort of stuff. And that was one of the things that Prince Louis had to keep secret about, so that it became something of an ultimate surprise for her daughter, literally, inside the Abbey. Nice to see, though, let me tell you. But here's another thing that I found out. One of Charlotte's favourite movies, and this is with parental guidance, let me tell you, it's not the full version, are the dance numbers from a lady who was literally a legend, none other than Liza Minnelli. Now, Liza Minnelli starred way back in the early 90s in a brilliant movie called Stepping Out. And apparently this has literally enthralled Princess Charlotte. She loves all the dance routines, loves the characters of the women, that sort of stuff, you know, and just really gets behind it. Loves the big ending number that Liza does with the troupe on stage. And the funny thing about this, I don't know if anybody's worked this out, but, and this just shows your age, doesn't it? On the premiere night, way back in the early 90s, attended was none other than the late and beautiful Princess Diana, who gave that royal premiere the sprinkling of stardust and made the movie a success. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, I know this sounds a bit crazy, but when you think about it, there was Diana all those years ago celebrating that movie. And so many years down the line, of course, her grandchild, there she is watching a movie that she watched. And not only that, but being inspired by. Call me a little bit old-fashioned and a bit sentimental, but I like things like that, don't you? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.